Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your life to join me. I really appreciate that. Just so much is in that even if this video gets one view tonight, that will still have been a better representation of correlatable data as it concerns viewership and its importance in the American life. Point in fact, last night at its peak, during its peak of stream on live internet, the DNC had roughly under 100,000 people watching. While last week, Mr. Musk and Trump lit up the airwaves with over 1 million active and live listeners listening. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I just appreciate you taking the time out of your life to be here with me. Again, because we could be other places, like watching the DNC for some odd reason. I mean, it looks like the people there aren't even having a good time. There are, in fact, many protesters outside trying to remind the Democratic Party of some core values that are supposed to be within their party, but yet are never talked about and you know, never electable. I don't know. I mean, life is kind of weird when Hillary Clinton gets on stage, gets the biggest standing ovation. I mean, she had me on this end wondering why she wasn't running for president. I mean, she looked healthy. She is a very, very, very politically astute woman. Why she did not beat Donald Trump. You know, interesting stuff. She didn't. The world wasn't ready for Hillary, obviously, right? And moreover, that particular year was Bernie's. I just always like to remind myself that we could be living in a world where Bernie Sanders is just stepping out of the Oval Office, and oh boy, what a different kind of environment that would be. I just it obviously wasn't time for a socialist candidate, and that's fine. We have other plans here. Good things take time. I'm a social capitalist. I'm just saying. That's, it is what it is. I mean, we all got to put in our work some way. And Bernie got robbed. Anyways, the DNC was a really boring event to watch last night. I mean, President Biden, you know, I think for a long time now we've been pretty ardent supporters of the good fight that she still got going on. But, I mean, that speech was something else. It went from being good to being bad to being good to being. We're just listening to President Biden talk now. Kind of like guys on Vlogs About Nothing. They're just listening to this dude talk now at this point. I mean, he's spitting everywhere, not sure what he's saying. You know, um, yeah, it was a lot. It was so tough intellectually watching that whole affair. Just because, again, the Democrats threw Biden under the bus. There's that. So it was kind of probably a little awkward being there around all the people who didn't support his reelection efforts, but happily endorsed his senior campaign for the White House in 2020. Um, I'm just looking for some, what is it? Forget paradise, put up a parking lot, something like that. I don't know. The DNC was so boring. Again, I mean, as much as I like Steve Kerr, don't let him do you like that, my guy. I mean, you don't see Michael Jordan up there, do you? Be better. I love Steve Kerr. I do, but I'm never voting for Kamala Harris, and neither is anyone else. Half the people in that auditorium aren't voting for Kamala Harris on a good day. I'm just saying. So, it looks like it's all a big waste of time. I mean, if you look at Vice President Kamala Harris, Mrs. Harris, Vice President Harris, Mrs. Harris, if you look, she doesn't. It's like I mean, I wish somebody would put me on a major political platform, give me hundreds of millions of dollars, and I just parade around with this sort of mug on my face that's like, yeah, I walk it like I talk it. I'm just here to raise some money. Everyone knows I'm not gonna really win, and that I was vice president, sure, but we could have done better. I'm just saying. Kamala Harris could have chose another woman. This was an interesting thing. I think she could have chose another woman, and that would have been an interesting conversation all over the country at different dinner tables about who was going to vote for who. And I mean, if I was a Democrat, I mean, at this point, there's nothing to lose. You may as well just sort of like take it all out, even the kitchen sink. Pull a Musk, walk out of the building with the kitchen sink. This is what you do when you're the richest man in the world. You walk into buildings, rip out a sink, and walk right out. Anyways, so what a boring time. Again, just very insulting, especially for the city of Chicago, who is dealing with other local communal issues at a time where fools are trying to run up in their town and profess all this propaganda that's going to get nowhere. Literally, like, there's people on YouTube that make videos that get more views in like the first hour than this whole thing is going to ever get. No one's ever going to rewatch the 2024 DNC convention. It's just not a thing. One could argue that even the other ticket, the Republican one, is a little more exciting in that, I mean, at least they had Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt off on stage. I mean, I don't know. At least they're trying to make it exciting. They're trying to make it look like they're actually, catering to you for your vote. I mean, again, at least they're trying. Right now, I don't see anything coming out of the Democratic National Convention, and none of us really expected much. So, I mean, Democrats are wonderful at living up to these standards they set for themselves, which is don't expect much. But if you get something, be super happy about it. I mean, okay, thanks for providing the country with a candidate to vote for. I mean, really? You want us to all send you thank you letters for, like, being able to spend and allocate hundreds of millions of dollars in a small amount of time with no oversight and with no constitutional guarantee that like any of that money is actually going where you say it's going? I don't know, man. It all seems a little suspect. And we just talked about, like, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Yeah, this also concerns governmental policies and all them good old boys and girls down there in Chicago right now trying to celebrate. I don't know what they're celebrating. It's a mystery to me. It truly, truly is. I think they'd get more votes if they were to just take all that money they're spending and go like out on the streets and actually like give people, real life people, actual cash. I mean, I don't know. What's up, Supreme Court? You see something that may happen in the future? I don't know. I mean that's actually a really good idea. I mean, what, you want me to buy votes? Fine. How many votes can I sell? Like, in terms of like, all right, fine. Let's go beast mode on these haters, right? Like, you don't want me to campaign 25 feet from within the box? That's fine. I'll go give out my stacks of money elsewhere. I don't know. Again, like, because at least a political candidate would be actually doing something for you. I mean, honestly, right? Again, that standard set ever so low, ever so lower every day. I mean, it's like it's a race to the bottom. Let's see who can get to the bottom fastest, guys. I don't know. It's laughable. It's quite remarkable, honestly, that the DNC is producing the kind of garbage that it is right now. And last night was only the first night. There's still all week that's going to be going down. Again, at some point, will one of you people in there address the many hundreds of people outside that are protesting about the occupation of Ukraine via Russia, as well as Palestinian support, support for the Palestinian people, and all that support for the Israeli people, and not so much for the Netanyahu guy. Holy potatoes! Like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. But what I do know is that my name is Albert. That was the name that I was given at birth, and I make this show called Vlogs About Nothing. It's all real fun time here. This is the best part of my day. Sometimes, I'm relentlessly just sort of trying to get to a point where I can breathe and chill for a bit. And there's other times where, I'm so relaxed that I'm not really sure I want to do anything. So, yeah, I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thanks again for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. The views trickle in, they really do. It's quite amazing. And so, if you see this video in the near future, know that today was Tuesday, and that I'm still growing out my beard, and I've been pretty good with that, so I think it's gonna last. I think I'm over the first few days of there just being this like incessant need to just shave because, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't like hair on my face, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. So I hope that you have a really good night, and thanks again for watching my show. Bye.